As the genocide only gets worse, so too is the erosion of democracy across the country and on college campuses, and this has a violent effect. In fact, we saw the arrest of students at Vanderbilt. We are probably going to be arrested shortly here today at Columbia University.
Viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina!
I'm here today because I'm a Palestinian student and I can no longer bear that my school refuses to recognize that over 33,000 Palestinians have been killed. We will not be leaving from our position until our school divests from all funds that are going to this genocide. We've set up an encampment here of around 50 tents. We are going to be creating our own version of the university because we no longer recognize the university that we came to be a part of because of the repression and the severe encroachment on academic freedom. We're going to be having teach-ins about the history of anti-apartheid movements on campus and things of that nature. And we're really focusing on building the community because that's, at the end of the day, what the real Columbia University is. It's not these administrators who continue to smear us and crack down on us and refuse to listen to the vast majority of the student body, which is telling them to wake up and divest. We draw inspiration from a long legacy of student activists who have fought for justice and liberation on their campuses. Specifically on Columbia's campus, we have had protests in 1968, protests against South African apartheid, against the Vietnam War, against the gentrification of Harlem, which is continuing today. All of our oppression is interlinked, and in the past, students have won. They have escalated in manners such as this one, and they have forced the administration to listen to them, and that is exactly what we are trying to accomplish here today. As the genocide only gets worse, so too is the erosion of democracy across the country and on college campuses, and this has a violent effect. In fact, we saw the arrest of students at Vanderbilt. We are probably going to be arrested shortly here today at Columbia University. Columbia recently suspended students and bragged about it, and we're seeing this on the national level too, with protests across the country and the government coming up with loopholes and permit issues as an excuse to enact violence on and repress the people, because the more and more people are becoming, we're unable to live with this anymore. We're watching a genocide broadcasted onto our phones every single day, and we're expecting and we're waiting for the country, for our institutions to wake up and realize that we cannot be funding this anymore, but they're not listening. And so the obvious result of that is that the masses are mobilizing and the crackdown is getting worse, and I really think that we're at a crossroads here, because we refuse to back down. There are people who are being slaughtered, and the more they crack down, the more we are going to rise up.